Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always and welcome back to Material Energy 5. In the last episode, we started exploring outside of the station, or at least in another section of the station, and through this hallway we discovered four paths, technically. We cleared two of the paths that had a bunch of zombies. There's a path that has a bunch of creepers, and a path that goes over the void that has skeletons. And we're just exploring, finding a lot of resources, which is really nice. And just in general, we got a lot of stuff to gather. But before we do, we need to make some stuff. I did figure out the ability totems. We don't have quite enough experience. We are at 498. We need 500. It's not quite 19 player levels. It's a little bit more. So we'll hopefully get that here soon. But before we do much of anything, we are going to do a couple of quests. We're going to make some machines, and we're going to make some food. So we have the beets that we need for the beetroot soup, and that is a quest. We'll get an uncommon reward. I believe this hot hearty soup is a liquid humans enjoy. It appearance is similar to freshly drained blood, so despite not possessing taste buds, I can understand the appeal. Thank you, system AI. So we'll get an uncommon reward for that, and we're gonna make the simple machines from EnderIO and a backup generator right now. I did go ahead between episodes and make the grains of infinity that we needed, so we're going to need 3 of these simple machine chassis. So we need more iron bars. Let's see, 2 and 3, and then I want to make the sag mill first. So we're gonna need, let's see, 2, 4. So we're gonna need 6 stone gears. We're gonna make them like this. If we get some wood, we can get 1, 2, 3 sets of sticks. That should be enough. 1, 2, 3. No, we need all 6. Right, I forgot. Math is difficult. So we need to make more stone gears. So that should be all of those. So the sag mill, we have everything for. There is the first machine. We're gonna make a simple power furnace, and then we are going to make the alloy smelter once we get 2 more furnaces. And that leaves us with just 1 iron, doesn't it? Oh well. Apparently we had some stone gears. So that is a bunch of those quests taken care of. 3 quests, we get basic reward, basic reward, basic reward. And we're going to set those up right away. So powered furnace, actually don't want you there. Let's put you there. These guys are very slow, inefficient, just kind of awful in general, but they'll do what we need. And one of the things we need is flour. So I think, I don't remember how much we need of the flour. Let's go ahead and make this guy real quick. So a survival generator. We're gonna need another furnace. And there is the survival generator. That will give us another basic reward, and it's good backup power in case we ever need it. So because it's a backup power, I'm gonna set it right here, and then we can do some configuration for that to be an input and that to be an output, and that should be fine. So if anything goes wrong, we need extra power, we have it, we can charge up some stuff, and it'll be good. So the only other thing in this section that we need to do is the magnetize, and yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. So we'll move on from there. Back to the first chapter, we need 16 flour. So let's grab some wheat, maybe like 16-ish worth. And if we put those through the sag mill, we'll get flour. Pretty simple and easy. So then we also need to get 12 poisonous potatoes, and I've not been able to get enough. Also, do we have enough levels now? We do. So now we can move glowing onto our person, and we can now see entities. Presumably. We can go test that out real quick. And I want to do that because we're going to be fighting creepers. And creepers tend to like to be sneaky. I don't want to be, you know, surprised by a creeper walking up behind me. So let's see. We can test it with the skeletons. So presumably, no? Alright, well we have the glowing ability. I don't know how to, if there's a hotkey for it or not, but we do have other ability totems, and I'm pretty sure we can take them off. And we'll get our experience back. Also, don't do much up there. There is plenty of stuff to do. There's plenty of space. But we do have the ability totem for jump boost. And we could, entities in the area start glowing. I thought we could take it off, but I don't know how. Oh well. Doesn't matter too much. Let's see. Do we have our 16 flower? We should be able to submit that. And we'll get the Bone Mealer ability totem and an uncommon reward. So the Bone Mealer is 300. And it just enables us to bone meal the area. Kind of cool. But we can put a bunch of different abilities on ourself and do some really cool things, hopefully. I need to do a little bit more research into the ability totems mod, but we'll see what we can get into with that. But before we do anything else, we need to get 32 mushroom stew, and this is something I'm not entirely sure if we can do in one inventory. Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's put all of those in there, because this is not a submit. This is not a submit task. We need 32. Or is it? Oh no, it is. Okay. So we can do that pretty easily then. I was like, I don't know if I can hold 32 things of mushroom stew, but okay. We'll go ahead and submit all that. Filling the food vats. Gonna need a lot of bowls. We did, but we'll get 2 uncommon rewards and 3 basics for that, which is not too bad. So let's open our basic rewards. Sponge, bow, nitrogen. Ooh, an iron broadsword. That is as good as the bronze, but better in a sense. A 1K storage cell. Sometimes those have more stuff in them. Flint, apples, not bad. Sulfur, silver armor with feather falling. Flint and igneous, and aluminum. Okay. We'll go ahead and put this. So, gives us jump boost. And in general, it's 4 armor for the chest plate. It's slightly worse than what we have, but it's something. Okay, we'll put all that stuff away. And let's go fight some creepers. So, before we do anything else, there is always the chance that we'll die, so we'll start storing our levels whenever we get a chance to. And yeah, we need to go find more voidstone infestations, more goo. I found out we can actually get the XP shower. There is a way to break obsidian. We have a way to break obsidian, but right now I don't really care. We'll kind of pass on that for now. But let's get back in here. So I blocked off this passage, and that's probably a good idea. And let's see if we can't. Oh man, this is awful. But there's stuff over there. We're gonna. Yeah, there's something up there, and I can't tell what it is. We're gonna pop up here on top of the space station. Okay, maybe there's not anything behind there. This is terrifying. There is a spawner on top of that. But we could be cheeky and just walk down there. Okay. That was really close. Let's fill this in. I do believe that if we die, it's not the end of the world, but certainly is a pain. Because I believe gravestones will spawn. We should be able to get our inventory back at the very least. Alright, let's make sure this is lit up. I see something down there. There's a lot of things out in the middle of nowhere. And I don't know how I feel about that, but let's get this kind of secured. There is something there. Alright. Glowing glass. Can we break this? No. So that is... okay, that's going to be the system AI. So we need to collect the... Got it. So we need to find the void stone. And then this is the barrier weakening. So that is going to be this glowstone glass. This is where we're going to need to go later. Now, do we be risky? And, you know, actually, let's be moderately intelligent about some stuff. Let's put some stuff there. We're going to come back down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab some ladders and see if we can't get down to that area, down to that spawner. I'm a little bit worried of what kind of spawner it is, but I'm also not too worried. We don't have any ladders. Sticks, wood. We can make ladders. So kind of the challenge with all this, we only needed like 3 ladders. I don't think we need that guy anymore, and I don't think we need the rusted blade. All right, so we're gonna climb on top of the station path down here, and hopefully, actually, let's keep our blocks limited right now. We can always retreat. We can always go grab more stuff. But I'm just worried that if we go down that path, there's going to be like creeper spawners or something, and it's going to be awful. But what we can do instead is get some ladders, get up here. I see a trophy right there, literally right there. And we could just walk along this. And hopefully there's no problem with this. And the other thing is, that looks like a creeper spawner. So of things to be scared of, that's not too scary. Not up here. But now it is. That is a snowman. And I think the creepers are a little bit weaker. So I see a snowman trophy. Alright. I don't know if this is actually going to be useful to us. But you know what is? Water buckets. Also, we could probably, like, put a water bucket out to get down. So that's not terribly useful, but what we can do instead is pillar over here, and if we put a water bucket, they are so fast, they are so speedy. We can pop down here and break and die. Okay, So the creepers are very scary. They do so much damage, and I don't know why. I wish there was a good way to get down without taking a little bit of damage. But, oh well. So let's get back up to the observatory. And we'll go get our stuff. Our stuff should be pretty easy to get. And in fact, before we do, I want to see. We have nothing on us. It's not a big deal. I can't get through there. Never mind. So we'll just go back up here. And uh-oh, there's a skeleton that spawned on our grave. So that happens. When you die and gravestones spawn, there is a chance for them to effectively spawn in a skeleton. Not the worst of things, but all right, let's grab all of our stuff. We'll put our armor back on, and that was 100% all of our stuff. We do need to get our water back. Okay. So, I guess the eternal question is, do we stay up here? And I think the answer to that is yes. It looks like we need to, anyways. And then we can explore underneath. Plus, with our cool new ability, we should be able to see. Hey, there's a lot of stuff out here. We should be able to see when things are. Some of this slime I can't get. We should be able to see when things are spawned in, and that should tell us some stuff. So I don't see any entities. So probably nothing. Oh man, this looks cool. Okay. I wonder what that is. That might actually go somewhere. There is so much to this. This is really neat. It's terrifying, but it's also really neat. Those are skeletons. Alright, let's be a little bit smart. I knew there was going to be a ladder there. Okay, do we trust it? I don't know. This is kind of cool. Not terribly dangerous. I do need to go get some more blocks, but we will make sure things are well lit. So this is like a ventilation shaft type of thing. I'm still really worried about like dealing with a lot of this stuff. Getting through this area is gonna be awful, but we just take our time. Watch out for the void. I do believe if we fall into the void, we'll have a thing that spawns, and even if we didn't, we could always technically get our stuff back. For the record, if you're scared about that a lot, there is keep inventory. You could just have that on. We chose at the beginning to not have it on. Graves are good enough, and like I said, I believe if you die in the void with graves, at least some grave mods I've seen in the past, if you die in the void, it still spawns a grave. It's just at the bottom of the world, which we can deal with. We can collect enough iron, make a bucket to get some water, and deal with that. So it's not like the end of the world. A lot of these trophies, by the way, I'm gonna wait until much later when we'll probably end up getting like flight. Make sure. Let's just make sure there's nothing there. Okay. Why else would this be here? So I don't want to go back. Dark steel ladders are really cool because, or maybe not. I thought dark steel ladders you go really fast on, but apparently not. Alright, what's at the top of this? There's going to be spawners. No? Okay, we can break that. We can't mine that. Alright, so there's lapis up here. And some other things. There is our next void stone. And this room is just kind of like really small. So let's break a bunch of this gel. Slime, whatever. And we could get the lapis, but I don't really care too much about it. Don't know what's going on up here, be honest. Let's do that to bring that block up. That works. Okay. I kind of want to see if there's anything behind here. Just a bunch of lapis. Can't mine that. Can we mine this? We can, and I saw a lot of weird things behind it, but I don't know what it was. So we can at least get more slime. How much slime do we need? Just a stack. We should be pretty close to that by now. Alright, so I guess let's head back down. At least it's a little bit quicker going down. That is a painted stone stair. The things you can do with EnderIO and the painting machines and all that kind of stuff is kind of cool. Let's run back. I want to finish this side if we can this episode. I know this episode's gone on a little bit. Not that long yet, but we're going to end it here soon. Mostly because I'm getting hungry. I need to go eat dinner. But yeah, I wanted to retreat. Let's kind of, I'd say gather our thoughts, but let's actually gather up the materials. We have a stack of congealed, so perfect. That is going to give us another rare reward, which is really cool. We haven't gotten any rare rewards yet, so we'll see what these contain. I'm also curious, this slime, I mean, we can make slime boots, which are usually pretty cool, and slime slings, but slime slings aren't terribly useful for us right now. We can get a lot of slime balls, but is there anything good we can use? I mean, sticky pistons, you know, your standard slime stuff, but I don't know that there's much that's super useful. However, with normal slime blocks, we can get sucrose and protein. Not useful at all. Okay. But there is the slimy generator, which is useful. So that is something to keep in mind. So let's open Tinker's 2. Silver wide guard, bone guard, electrum excavator head. We could, I think, upgrade this. Mining speed is much higher, but durability is a little bit lower. Probably won't do that then. There is a lot of stuff. I wish this had like a search function, but oh well. Melon, grass, and 16 sponges. 16 sponges. Why is it giving us sponges? What can we do with sponge? Calcium carbonate and okay, so that's clay. Big sponge button. Alright, I don't know why it's giving us so many sponges. I don't know why that is such a, like, quote-unquote good reward, but it's weird. Alright, let's head back out. And I think we're going to be encountering our first little group of skeletons. I forgot, before we go, sorry, I forgot. Let's drain our experience. It's not much, but it's something. And see what we can go get accomplished. At some point, I'm sure that we're going to have creative mode flight, or at least some sort of flight. so I'm not too worried about collecting all of the different like trophies that we're seeing on the outside of the station. There's also the chance that we'll be able to actually like break the station, or at least, you know, break the blocks that make the station at some point. So I'm kind of like waiting around for that. Is there anything here? There probably is. Let's jump here. I know that the map maker of this is not 100% Parcel, who made the other material energies, but I know that he did have a hand, and if he's involved in this at all, there are going to be secrets everywhere. He likes his secrets, so that is something that we got to keep in mind. Okay, so that is a creeper spawner. That is a skeleton, I think. Might be a zombie. So this is probably going to be a better situation. Let's... this isn't that far away. Let's just do something like this. And bridge across along a wall. That might actually be a zombie. If it's zombies, that's not a problem. We can deal with the zombies. Skeletons is what's a little bit more scary. And something I can always go do, by the way, if we start running out of blocks, is go get more. Okay, zombie. Zombies are fine. The creepers are a little bit more dangerous, but I hear a zombie villager. At some point we'll... Okay, we have to be very close for the... we have to be very close for the... glowing to work at this level. There are multiple levels. I'm gonna have to look into things a little bit more. Alright, let's add some light to the equation. And let's shoot some guys. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna continue bridging across. And if I can get down one more block... Actually, I don't even think we need to. No. We're fine. We just need to... Do I want to rush the... No, I don't. I was going to say, do I want to rush the creeper spawner? No. Okay. The creepers are awful. But at least we're not going to have any more zombies. We can just slowly get rid of these guys. They have so much HP, though. Alright, we're going to break that just so we can get... Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, there's two creepers. That one's just having fun. Okay, there are more zombies that I hear. Alright. Get over here. Block that. Do I want to see what that is? I can't. Okay, there is a lot of zombies. And the question is, where? They're clearly underneath. But this is such a messy area. Does this open into... It does. Hey, I can see the spawners. So we can at least, you know, see in there. I don't know if those are all zombie villagers or not, but alright. We're unfortunately running out of blocks and time, but mostly blocks is kind of the concern right now. So yes, you are a zombie villager, and that spawner is going to spawn on the outside. Is the entrance lower? It is, because I don't believe we're going to be able to break any of these. But I can see there's a thing of experience, which is really nice. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna be the best way to deal with this. And I also wonder if there is a... There's gotta be something over there. Alright. Looks like our best bet to get into this. Let's see a couple more things. But I think we're gonna have to end the episode off. There is a chest right there. Aura class dust. Uncommon. Tinkers. Can we break... We can break these. Do these go down into it? Sorta. Alright. But we can't mine the clear glass. Alright, we can at least add a little bit of light to the situation. And I guess we could technically come down here. I only see 2 spawners. Okay. Not too terrible to deal with. We've got some of the omnivores. Reservoirs for liquids. They hold a lot, I do believe. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to walk away from this whole situation and come back next time when we're a little bit more prepared. But we have this Ori class dust, which is really cool. We need an induction smelter, though, to potentially... no, I think we'll be able to get that without it. We need 30 of it, though. That is a problem. And let's just make this a little bit safer. Alright, so I'm going to head back up. I guess because I'm presumably not going to have any problems, let's go ahead and open the uncommon rewards. Golden apples, phosphorus, cookies, and speed upgrades. And we don't have enough space for the tinker stuff unless I get rid of that, and we have enough room. Okay, so silver blade is not terrible, but is not stronger than our iron. So yeah, we'll live for now. The tinker's stuff is just not very good. But alright, so I'm going to head up on back to the base. I am going to get a little bit of preparation done, get more blocks if we need them, and next time we will continue exploring these areas and hopefully unlock the station AI. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!